Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Project Highrise. And loading in, it doesn't look like this medical office is, or dentist office actually, is unhappy with me anymore. And I think this green arrow shows the direction their satisfaction is going. So they weren't happy with me, but it's an upward trend, so they'll probably move to happy. I could have swore, though, that they had a couple things that they were looking for, and that's why I was a little bit confused at the end of the last video, but I think we're fine as far as everything goes. So, I guess now we have to figure out what it is that I need to do next. Currently, we're more or less good on all the utilities and things. I could build up, and we could work on some more offices here. And that's probably the good plan for now. So, I don't have a ton of money, so I'm going to have to kind of be a little bit conservative here. But I will start on this end. We'll go to there, and then I'll go ahead and make the stairs right there. Alright, so we've got enough media buzz. Now, I haven't seen how this works, so we click the buzz counter. Okay, so what can we do? You have spend buzz on media campaign to give your building an additional boost. The effects of media campaign last 24 hours. Okay, so we've got apartments. Okay, well, we don't have any apartment residents, so that would be pointless. We can reduce the cost of the infrastructure 50%. Okay, increase sales revenue for stores and restaurants, or increase the satisfaction of all office workers. Well, I don't know if we really need the satisfaction right now. I mean, maybe if I was in a place where I needed that. Well, would they pay me out more rent? It says it only lasts 24 hours. So once we do it, it's done. It looks like it's but some of these things sound like they're things that you unlock. So you get an extra loan for 24 hours? That doesn't make any sense. Well, what else we got here? Let's see what's down the path if we did infrastructure. So electrical and water construction, daily cost 50%. Renovation cost 50%. Okay. So I'll go ahead and go with infrastructure operating cost down 50%. I'll go ahead and do that. It does look like it is indeed for 24 hours. Some of those seemed like they were more permanent things, so that's why I was a little bit confused. Well, I'll make a little bit extra money, I guess, for these 24 hours, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Oop, one of the elevators went down for a little while. All right, so most of the reason I'm building up here is I want to take a look at the medium offices and see what we need to do to get another one in here. So, go to utilities here, and first, build a utility closet. And then I also want another elevator. I'm going to go ahead and put that in ahead of time. And then office, we want a medium office, and we're going to put that right there on top of the other one. Now, the first thing I'm going to take a look at is medical offices. Because it says they expect janitorial services and expect file storage services, which for some reason these guys are not getting mad at me. But it looks like here we need a greater variety of restaurants that serve lunch for creative and technical offices. And then for legal offices, we need medium restaurants, which we can't get now because we don't have enough prestige. Greater variety of cafes. Needs a greater variety of small stores. So legal offices need a lot, and then financial offices, we need 3 prestige. So this is doable. I just need to get more restaurants that serve lunch, which currently we don't have. All right. The problem is sticking them in a high traffic area. That's kind of problematic at this point. Because I just have this very small food court planned out. All right, well, what about the medical offices? I can take another one of those. How many medical offices do I need for my thing? I need 3. So it's fine to have another one, I guess. And this gives me a reminder. So they need janitorial services and file storage services. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take the rent now. And I'm just going to have to remember file storage, janitorial service. Okay. And we'll take Eastern Medical Suite. Okay. Another thing I'm going to want to do here is build down. Because I just don't feel like I have enough space down here for some of the things I desire. I might get rid of one of the phone booths and get a bigger one here or something. I'm not exactly sure. Or move it so I could stick something there. But for now, I think I'm going to build out like that. And we'll have ourselves a little sub-basement. Okay. Okay. So, still in the black. Good to see. I am going to need utilities, I noticed, though. And I may need to actually build up here. That was actually... will be an oversight, because these guys probably need water as well. Alright, well, I can at least get some of the utilities that they need. It's going to be electricity and phone. I'm going to have to wait for water. Okay. What are you two up to? Oh. Can take care of that. They didn't have a way down, so they're crossing their arms. I prefer if you did this, actually, first, but I can't, I don't think, prioritize something, so they're probably just doing it in the order that I built it. Oh, hopefully I'll get you water sometime soon, and you won't get too pissed off at me. But we need more restaurants. Okay. I could do them up on an upper floor, but I'm just worried with the high traffic stuff. There's only so much further I can build out this way. Okay, that's done. So we're going to need utilities again. Water. That there. Then we do cross. Okay. So as far as food goes, all right, they're unhappy again. All right, now they want the janitorial services and the file storage. Well, I'm working on that, so chill out. Matter of fact, I probably can start putting it down here. So we need... There we are. Janitorial service. Stick that right there. And Then I'll get file storage here in a second. I'll put it on the other side of the elevator. All right. We've got that contract done. Let me... Oh, I need water for that? All right, that's not a big deal. I'll just pop that down. Bring that over. And does file storage need water? No, they need electrical and phone line. And janitorial services was the one that needed water. Okay. Well, that makes sense. So, file storage services. Oh, crap. File storage is huge. Okay. Well, we'll get to that in a second. And I'm going to assume that the janitorial services needed electricity as well. So, all right. I'm going to need an electrical closet. And I'm going to stick that right there. And then we'll do that. All right. So we're going to need the entirety of this basement here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stick the elevator in, and then we need that file storage. I really did not expect that to be that big, but it'll be fine. And they need electricity and phone. And we're right next to the utility closet, so we should be fine. Okay. And I do want to check how we're doing on the phone lines. So we've got 13 out of 20, 4 out of 50, so that's going to last a while. 35 out of 50. All right. These guys are a little unhappy, but they'll get better. The janitor service maybe take a little while, maybe, to queue. Yeah, there we go. We had to get the worker in. There you go. Perfect. All right, so now about the food. I have been thinking about this, and I eventually am going to want a lobby of some kind. But should I build out this way and put the food over here? That would keep it in a high traffic area. Okay, so we're not quite making as much money now, but we don't have that minus 50% maintenance cost too, so that is something to consider. All right, so food is 3 big. I mean, it'd be nice if the food, if we got the medium restaurant sometime soon. I don't have enough influence to hire an interior decorator and then get going on art and things like that. And I do want to leave some space for the lobby to put the art in. So, how far out can we go? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I can do 2 little food areas here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that would give me probably plenty of room for a lobby. But then, of course, I'm worried about the future with that. Otherwise, I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I could just leave 1 dead space and then have a couple food courts here. Alternatively, I could leave that for a store, because we're going to need more of those as well. I'm really torn on where to put the other food courts, because I'm worried if I put them over here, that will be too far away. Maybe I could put the restaurants over here. Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to think of the future. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll do 2 little food things here. Because clearly we need more food. For the next medium office, I think they were concerned about... Okay, so these guys are a little bit happier now. We have the file storage. We just probably don't have the workers in there yet. All right, so this is built. So I guess we might as well get the food in. So we need places that serve lunch specifically. Oh, did I not count that out correctly? I thought they were 3 big, but they're actually 4 big. All right, so we're going to need a couple more spaces here. I still think the lobby will be fine. I mean, it will be pretty much to the limits of the building, but it'll be fine. Gives me, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces to work with. I think that will be sufficient. All right, now we need a food court. And that serves lunch, and that serves breakfast and lunch. So I figure that is the better deal, because it covers 2 things. We already have well, we have 2 food court things. So what do the cafes do? Serves coffee and lunch. We need cafes, because that was a thing. And then we need... This serves coffee and breakfast. I'm going to do coffee and lunch. That hits 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm going to need the water services, though. So let's grab that. First, electricity. Then water. And this is going to be a long pipe. And then... I might leave the other place vacant, because I want to see... if we were to do another medium office. All right, actually, let me take a look at this. So, medium office. I could just put it there. I mean, we are wasting space by doing this. There's a couple spaces that aren't being used, but... figure it's not the end of the world. We could always put, like, art in there, make a little area for them to hang out in. If we so choose. And I think the medium offices are a little bit more important at the moment. Alright, let's see what we got here. So, these guys will move in, but let's see what they need. So they need... an electrical line, a phone line. They prefer upper floors, which we have. They hate noisy areas. I'm going to have to check that. Hate smelly areas. And they expect courier service, which we have. Office supply store, we don't have. And commercial printing services. So the office supply store is a store, so we'd have to build that. But they might not need that for a little while. Okay, so we can do that. Let's see what legal offices. All right, we're still a ways away from being able to do that. All right, well, I think we can do these now, and I figure we might as well do this one over that one, because I don't see a difference in the requirements. It's just electricity, phone. So, go ahead and grab the Avant-Garde Architect Studio. And then we'll go ahead and grab... I mean, we still need another medical office. But it is what it is. Grab the electricity and the phone line. Okay. And then we needed office supply store, which I'm going to work on. And then we needed... oh, what was the other thing? Well, I'll jog my memory here by looking at the services, because I know it was one of these. Oh, office supply services is actually a service. And then the other thing wasn't copy services. Commercial printing services. Let's see how big that is. Holy crap, another huge thing that we need. Alright, well, let's take a look at the other thing. It was office supply services. Alright, that's a smaller thing, and I can fit that in the basement here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Out of curiosity, is the commercial printing service, is that the same size? Not quite the same size as the storeroom. Okay. So I can do one of 2 things here. I can continue to build down into the basement and use that as our service area. Or I could build over here and do that. And then that we wouldn't have another space for a storeroom. Although I could always put it over here. I guess it doesn't really matter. You know what? I'll go ahead and build underneath. And I think it was one shorter. I can confirm that. So, commercial printing services. Yeah, okay, we're good. And these guys should be happy for that first day or so. It seems like it takes a little while for them to start needing a particular service, so... Oh, I didn't pay attention to what utilities this needed. Well, clearly it needs electricity. Alright, apparently that's all it needs. And then... what did the commercial printing service? So they need electricity and phone. Okay. We can do that. Alright, there they are. Their new offices. Money's a little short at the moment. Cool, I got the prestige up. Oh, you know what? Also, I need another grant here. So, 100 people. Revenue of 5,000 a day. Office drones. That was a requirement for other things. What is this? Have 100 office workers in your building. So, that's pretty much a population thing, except it's specific to what type of population. So, okay. Alright, so those are all apartments, which I'm not ready to do yet. Beyond fast food. Small food court stalls are... okay, yeah. Like you to see more people visit the area and spend their money here. Assist them with a variety of different medium restaurants. Well, we're going to need that anyway. It doesn't really state what exactly we need to do for that, though. And then we've got... here's my... okay. You to build 4 small stores to test the waters. Well, I could do that anyway. So either of these would be fine. Because I have the capacity to do this right now. I just don't have the money to do it. And out of the two, I think this is the one I'm going to focus on. Because I just think it's a little bit easier right now. But we do get more upfront money with that. But I'll go ahead and do this. Alright. Okay, so far so good. Let's go ahead and get that service. So we need commercial printing services, which needs electricity and phone line. And phone line. Okay. And I'm not too big of a fan of the way this looks, so let's think about what we want to do. So we could do... and these are free, as far as I understand. They don't cost me any money, so it'd just be how I want to decorate the building. We could do windows. This might be a little bit too far down for that, though. So we could do... does it give me a preview of what it's going to look like? No, not really. Well, as I said, it doesn't cost me any money, so I guess it's not the end of the world if we don't like the way it looks. We also have furniture, which is free. This is just aesthetic stuff that you might want to do. All right, well, let's take a look at how this looks. All right, that looks like it kind of goes with the medical area here. So we'll do the same thing here. And then over here, this is, they're artsy. So we do this fancy wallpaper here. And then as far as furniture goes, I'm going to go with a lobby chair. This is kind of like a waiting room. And then we'll do an indoor plant by the arty area. There we go. Made things look a little fancier. Oh, we can't put lighting in the same space as the chair. That's unfortunate. All right. Now let's see about the other food place. So, first off, how big are restaurants? Okay, so they're that big. Well, technically, I don't need anything here, and I could just make this the lobby right here. So, do we want to put the restaurants on this end or not? Now, I don't know what their requirements are. They might want a high traffic area. They might not. But we need stores. I forgot about that. So, why don't I go ahead and build for that? Of course, we're very low on money. I should be able to build the floor with what money I have. But we might have to wait until we get income for tomorrow. I do have to remember I have a loan out as well. I can take out more loans if needed. All right. So, store. Make it a small store. Put it right there. Okay, so at the moment, I actually don't know what I have. What do we have? We've got mobile phone store and a drugstore. So we do not have anything in the food and beverage store category or the books and news magazine or flour or wine and spirits. Okay, so first let's take a look at food and beverages. So can't do that because we can't afford it. Might not be able to afford any of these, honestly. Well, let's see what the requirements are anyway. So, electricity is all they have or want. And they probably don't give me all that much money. These guys only want electricity too, and the money is about the same. Flower store, also just electricity. So, it's just a matter of, wine and spirits. Also electricity. So, just a matter of who I want in here and how much rent I want them to pay. Okay. Do we take that rent? Considering it's almost the end of the day, we just wait a little bit. We get some money. Then we go ahead and I'll do a food and beverage store, as I believe this guy would give me a decent amount of rent. So we got Southern Mart. And they just need electricity, so that's easy enough. And we get a little bit closer to getting that contract filled. And can we get an elevator in here? No, not quite. All right, it's going to require a little bit of patience, I think, on my end. Either that or I take out another loan and we keep going. Oh. I got enough influence. I don't know how big the interior decorator's office is. I believe it's going to be the same size as a small office, so I'm going to need area for it. I mean, I could put it here. Technically, that would be legal, but then I wouldn't have stairs, and I kind of like the idea of having stairs. All right, well, I don't see a reason why not to build this bit of the floor. Oh, well, that's a reason why not. I don't have enough to build the stairs up. All right. All right, I guess it's loan time. I'm going to take the next loan up. Although that makes money kind of tight. I'm not sure I like that. I'm just going to have to be patient, I think, and wait until the day is over. I want to wait until the other loan's paid off before we even think about it. In any case, I think this is a good point to put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.